Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, December 22nd, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. We had a lot more Google search ranking volatility this week. Google confirmed that the local changes we saw earlier was due to a openness ranking signal tweak or strengthening that signal. We had some significant Google indexing issues yesterday, Thursday, that affected a small number of publishers' websites, according to Google, but it seemed to be larger than that. We are seeing Google show us much longer ads and so much more. So definitely stay tuned. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Duda. Thank you, Duda. Duda is the professional website builder you can call your own, so check them out at duda.co. Okay, so as we get closer to the holiday season, the Google search ranking volatility continues to shuffle and be very, very volatile. I reported this on Monday. Every single week I report another one. I apologize. This is not confirmed by Google, but the heat is there. You can see by these tools, it's just been very, very heated in terms of the fluctuations in the Google search results. The chatter has also been off the scales. I had over 1,200 comments on my last post. This post has over almost 300 comments. So it's, even during the holiday season, it seems like SEOs are still well aware of what's going on with Google and still pretty panicked, even though some Googlers may say, don't worry about it, everything is fine. Google has confirmed the local ranking change where if a location is open, it is more likely to rank in the local pack than if it's not open at that current time of searches. Now, if you search for, lawyers in the middle of the night, you're probably not expecting that law firm to be open. But if you're searching for maybe, a pizza store, you want to make sure maybe it's open because you want to get your pizza. So I understand that, but it really depends on the query, I think. So that is interesting. But Google's search liaison, Danny Sullivan, said that we've long used openness as part of our local ranking system, and it recently became a stronger signal for non-navigational queries. He said that on Twitter in response to Joy Hawkins. He added that this might change in various ways as we continue to evaluate the usefulness of it. However, now, again, he heard the feedback about businesses just going ahead and changing their business hours to 24 hours open all the time. He doesn't recommend you do that. Google may change this whole thing. So keep in mind, Google's aware of all the issues around this, and this may change. But yes, Google updated its local algorithm to strengthen the openness signal for non-navigational queries. So if you're searching for lawyers versus a specific law firm, like if you're searching for pharmacies versus searching for CVS. So keep that in mind. Okay, great. Moving on to the next one. Google had some search indexing issues yesterday. It started around probably 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday morning, and it continued through 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. So vast majority of the day. We saw, it's unclear what happened. Google just said they're investigating reports, and then later on they said they fixed it. They didn't say what the cause was. There was rumors that it was just international websites, maybe in India, Spain, France, etc. There were issues not with my site, not with Wall Street Journal, not with New York Times, not with a bunch of US-based sites, but other sites. Then people said maybe it's related to AMP. If you are serving AMP, maybe it's an issue. Google has never confirmed what the issue was, but again, it seems to have been fixed. Publishers have also confirmed with me that their indexing issues are now resolved. Danny Sullivan also documented how he collects and submits low-quality and problematic search results to its team, to the Google search team. There's been a lot of criticism over the past several months around Google search quality, especially so in the past few weeks or so. And Lily Ray has been documenting a lot of that type of stuff. And Danny Sullivan showed a screenshot, here it is, of how he submits that feedback to the Google search team. Again, there's been a lot of issues around Google search and the quality. I think Google's looking into this type of stuff. It seems like a lot of SEOs have been chattering about this for a long time. And it's been really, really problematic over the past couple weeks in not only the quality itself, but also some dangerous stuff showing up. So Google is documenting this stuff, and maybe they'll get around to fixing it in the near future. We will see. So a publisher, Nate Hank, went ahead and posted, "How is this legal? Google is now stealing Travel Lemmings' own brand searches, even via site search, taking our list, including our original photos, and presenting them in the rich results so people don't click through. I'm literally in the Red Rock photo." So he showed basically a photo of himself in a photo, what Google is actually showing in the Google search results. Google shows publisher photos. He's not necessarily an SEO. So Danny Sullivan, the Google search liaison, basically said, "Thanks for flagging this. I'll pass this along. This isn't a new feature. It's not a new feature. It's been around for a couple of years at least. And then he talked about how you could go ahead and make sure your images are not indexed by Google and not ranked by Google. And then Danny Sullivan said if it was up to him, for certain types of queries like these, he would show licensed photos. He would pay the photos from a place you could license those images and show those, not to upset publishers. But he said also, he thought, some SEOs, some publishers would want their images to be shown with the attribution, which again, Google's showing the attribution for this guy. There's an attribution link and you click on it, it'll go to the website. So I did a poll, I got under 200 responses, I'm really surprised by that. We said, would you prefer Google to show your images in the search with attribution? Or would you prefer Google license images without attribution? And 70+% said they want Google to show their image with attribution and not license third-party images. So keep that in mind. Very interesting to hear that. In the latest SEO office hours by Google, Gary from Google answered, why does it seem that Google doesn't take action on like spam reports? So if you see a spam report for paid links or other spam and nothing happens, why? And Gary explained, and we kind of know this and we knew this for a while, basically, we're using these reports to improve our algorithms in general, and we don't take individual action on them, on each one on their report. Basically, they take this feedback back to the team, and eventually Google may write an algorithm or two that actually impacts this types of spam. So you're not going to go ahead and see that immediate. Also, Google spoke about how and when, Gary specifically spoke about how and when to use different site structure, hierarchical versus flat structures. And he said you should use a hierarchical structure when you have a large site, when you want to help Google either speed up or slow down crawl rates based on different sections. So if you have a news section, you're constantly publishing news, you might want to put it on /news. If you have just general content, don't put it there. This way Google knows to crawl the /news section more often and more faster, and that might be a better situation for you. This is not the first time Google has said this, but I figured I'd reread it. And then Google spoke about double slashes in URLs. Gary said that generally, when it comes to double slashes, it's fine. It's according to the the general web guidelines. You can use double slashes. It kind of defaults back to a single slash, but it might confuse some crawlers from some search engines, he said. So maybe don't use it. In the past, Google said probably don't use double slashes in URLs. So keep that in mind. Also, when it comes to working with special characters that don't work, make sure to add the encoding to the web page, Gary said. If it doesn't work, maybe adding encoding will help trigger Google to actually show the special characters like the little E with the little twiggly on top. That might help. John Mueller said that no SEO is perfect. So don't try to aim for perfect SEO. SEO is constantly changing. He said, and let me quote, in fact, no SEO is perfect. He said the internet and search engines and how users search is always changing, so SEO will evolve over time as well. This includes both technical elements like structured data as well as considerations around quality. So no SEO is perfect. It constantly changes. Keep that in mind. Google Ads is testing showing headlines in the ad description. So Anthony Higman went ahead and posted a screenshot showing how his ad was set up, the headline here and the description here, but yet it was showing in search results as both the headline and the ad in the descriptions. And then right after Anthony Higman noticed that, I started noticing people sharing screenshots of the Google ads showing really, really long ads, like, I don't know, like 6, 7, 8 lines of ads. Here's some screenshots of that from Punnett and some other from Shahim. Very interesting. It's probably all related to the same thing. They're pretty wild. I would not recommend these types of ads. I'm not sure what Google's testing. Google Ads is also testing new advertiser ad labels for advertiser verified. We saw them before with like these types of like blue badges or gold badges. Now we're seeing them with just written out advertiser identity verified or identity verified. This is spotted by Sad AK. Nice find there. Google search ads for publishers is now going to enforce consent management requirements. This is going to start on February 1st, 2024. Google's been notifying AdSense publishers and other types of publishers like AdSense for domains, programmable search engines, and other ones that they have to go ahead and implement this, or else they might not be able to use that service going forward. Google Merchant Center is testing a beta feature called Browsing Experience. The browsing experience is like a little card that shows up in the Google Merchant Center console that shows you 30 days compared to compared to your industry in the United States, and it shows how well your images are optimized. This is spotted by Feed Army, who said Google has recently introduced a new feature in Google Merchant Center aimed at enriching the browsing experience for shoppers. And then it goes through image quality and image quantity. So that's supposedly there, and you can take a look at that if you're using Google Merchant Center. Google Merchant Center also has updated us, telling us that the Identifier exists warning or disapproval is no longer going to disapprove your products from being shown in Google search. Instead, you'll get a warning from Google letting you know that there's an issue there. Google is testing this new search overlay when you hover your mouse over it and it shows you a little preview of the web page itself. I know Bing has been doing this for a while, but Google Search seems to be now testing this. Here's a screenshot of that from Rai and Asawa. Sorry for pronouncing your names wrong, but there's some screenshots of that, so you can take a look at that. Google's search generative experience is ending the ability, or actually ended the end date on its little labs experiment. So it used to show this little ends December 2023 tag when you went to the labs environment for SGE. Now it removed that. This is spotted by Nicholas McDonald, so definitely take a look at that. It doesn't mean it's going away. It just means that Google's going to continue to test probably, but who knows. Bing is on a holiday lockdown. They're slowing down production releases. They slow down certain things that they need to release because their staff is away, which makes sense. That was reported by announced by Mikkel from Aparahan from Microsoft. And finally, Google Search Christmas decorations are now live in the search results and because Christmas is coming up in a couple days. In any event, thank you so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SEOroundtable.com over the past week. Everyone have a great, healthy, safe weekend, and happy Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody. Enjoy the holidays and be safe. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great year. Bye-bye.